All right, folks, I'm going to show you some new things today that we're going to be using to get started with Project 2. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to Moodle, and you're going to access this Pennsylvania Imagery Navigator website. And if you aren't there yet, go ahead and open that up so that you get this screen. Pause this video if you aren't there yet. Assuming you are there, we're going to zoom in here on Northampton County. So I'm going to zoom until I see the city of Easton. And nicely, so if I just click and drag, it will move me down. There's the city of Easton, and here is campus. So this is a way that we can get something that's called orthoimagery, which is essentially imagery that shows us the landscape from above. It's not topography, it's just photos, orthoimagery. We want to now get some of that data. So what I'm going to do over here is go to the 21-23. I'm going to click on statewide color 2022, and it's going to show you what that looks like, which is nice that you can get a preview. And there's Skillman Library, which is what we want. Awesome. I'm actually going to go down and click on 21-23, and I'm going to zoom back out, and then I'm going to right click right on Skillman. And that is going to bring up this download menu. I'm going to go to 21-23, and I want to find this PEMA orthoimagery color, half-foot imagery. It's going to be really good, but a really big file. That's okay. You're going to download that TIFF, and you're going to wait for that to download. And while you do that, on your desktop, you want to make a new folder, and you're going to call this Project 2. While you wait for this to download, my encouragement is to go to Moodle and download the point file. It's going to be a text file, and that should appear in your downloads as well. And go ahead and finish up those things, and go ahead and pause this until that happens. And I am going to now show you how to work with that imagery and how to work with those points. So I'm coming over here to screen 1, and oh, yep, I'm coming over here to screen 1, and I am showing you what I've downloaded, and I have both the AM and PM data. I'm going to click on this file right here. This is the imagery file we just downloaded, and I'm going to say, I'm actually going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in that Project 2 folder and paste it right in there. You can drag it, doesn't matter. And I'm going to grab the AM data for today. I'm going to pull that over as well. You want both of those things in your Project 2 folder. Then you need to unzip that file. So click on it, and you're going to say extract all. And this is a big file. That's okay. And we're going to extract all. All right. Then I'm going to make one more folder in here, and I'm going to call it map. I'm going to do that for reasons that I will show you later. Once you've done all those things, you're ready to go to CEE software and to open Civil 3D. And you know the drill. Once it logs you in, or once you get there, you're going to need to log in. I'm already logged in on this computer. Go ahead and pause if you need to log in. I'm going to go to New. And the first things I'm going to do are update my settings and then save my file. So over here under Settings, I want to click the Settings menu, Drawing 1, and right-click on Edit Drawing Settings. We've set this before, but a reminder, we want our drawing units in feet, angular units in degrees. We're cool with the international foot. We'll deal with scales later. And we want to go to USA, Pennsylvania. And if I asked you this on a test, you would definitely have memorized that we are in the state plane coordinate system, South Zone, US foot. Okay, so we are now going to go over here to ambient settings. If something ever changes on your computer, this happened to a couple people last time, you always want to check the ambient settings. We want to verify we've got feet. Precision is to 2 decimals. That's totally fine. Let's scroll down to angles. And I am going to change it from decimal degrees into degrees, minutes, seconds. I just like to do that anyways. And I'm going to say, okay. And I am going to show you something new that we're going to start to use more and more in this class. So the way that I run Civil 3D is I use the double menu that's located up here. So if you go up, you're going to locate your little gear. To the right of that, you're going to see this little line with a triangle below it. You're going to click on that, and you are going to say Show Menu Bar. And that gets us a whole new menu that is related to land development and surveying features that we want to use in this class. So it gets us some additional flexibility, including the thing we're going to use today, points. Come down here. If you don't have coordinates at the bottom, you're going to come down to your 3 little lines and verify that the box is checked next to coordinates. All right, then we are going to save our file. Go ahead and Control S, or you can click on the little disk up here. You're going to go to your desktop and you are going to locate that project 2 folder, map, and you are going to save this as your last name, project 2. So as a reminder, Civil 3D can crash. You are going to be doing a project where you can lose a lot of work really quickly. You need to save early and often. The person that I know who is a professional who works with Civil 3D all the time always reminds me that he experiences Civil 3D crashing at least once a week in his job. So this is me telling you, you need to save early and you need to save often. I will do my best to remind you of this in class, but help yourself save early, save often. So the first thing we are going to do is type in a command, map II, and it should autocomplete the NSERT. So map I insert. You're going to say enter. And then you're going to navigate to your desktop. You are going to find your project 2 folder, and you want to find the folder that begins with numbers where our orthoimagery is located. Yours might be already set up on a specific file type. You want to access that and tell it to load all images. And then you're going to click on that image and you're going to say open. And whatever the defaults are here, it's actually reading that information from the image to know where to place it. You're going to say okay. And if you want to figure out where it is, you're going to click top, and it is going to take you immediately to that image. I previewed the images first, and I think this is one of the best images of Skillman. We can also download other images if you find them helpful. Harder to see the sidewalk on this one, but there are multiple images we could use. What I want to show you is this image actually loads on the 0 tab. And so if at any point you want to turn it off, you can turn it off and on there. All right, next thing we are going to do, go ahead and save it because you just brought in that imagery. Next thing we are going to do is import your points. So you are going to go up here to points menu. You could also access it from points here, but I like the points menu, and we want to import and export points. So I'm going to click on this little plus sign, and it should take me to my desktop. If it doesn't, you want to navigate there, project 2, and I'll load the AM groups points, and I'm going to say open, and it's going to pull them in, and you're going to look at this and say, why is the Easting 209, 220? You have to tell it what information it is loading in. And I'm going to tell you that we want this PNEZD comma delimited setup. So now we have our point number, our northing, our easting, our point elevation, and our raw description. We're going to add these to a point group, and we're going to click the little plus sign here, and we're going to call this project 2. We're probably also going to make a separate group that has to do with our topography points. And that's something that you will see in a future episode. So stay tuned. When you have entered all of that in, you're going to say, okay, and your points should appear. It will tell you if there are points that have errors. So it doesn't like it if it starts with TP. You can always go back and adjust that. And actually, I'm probably going to adjust that before I give it to you guys. It wants a number in that number column. So a few of the teams didn't use numbers for those points. So I have adjusted that manually so that we can bring these in and so we don't get these errors. So here are your points. Let's zoom in. You've got numbers and you've got elevations, and then you also have the little description at the bottom. So one of the first things you're going to want to do as a group is discuss what those abbreviations mean. You also have this imagery that is going to help you draw things. And so my encouragement is to use that. That's totally fine. You might only have a couple building edge points. The other thing I'm going to tell you is that there is error, right? We know there is error. And so we have a little bit of offset between the image and probably the points that we took. The image is going to be offset and it's also taken at an angle, right? You can see how big these shadows are. So the image isn't perfect, but can be helpful. Your goal is to come up with a map that is a good mixture between the image and your points. So we've got sidewalks over here. We've got a lamp. Do what you can with what you have. It's not going to be perfect, and that is okay. We have some building edge points, which makes sense, right? That they're right over the building because of the angle that this is taken with. So you're doing your best. This is looking pretty great, though. We have a lot of information, which is really encouraging. And I would encourage you to think about, hold on, let's save. If you can use the information from the turning points for anything. Do they have, would they be classified as something? Think about it, discuss amongst yourselves, and make some decisions. All right, you now have your points loaded. You have information and visualization here. You're going to go ahead and follow the next video to change what you can see at your points. Have fun.